Tennessee legend General Robert Neyland didn't just coach football, he turned it into a battlefield. 109 times in 216 games, his teams shut out opponents, and his 7 Maxims became football commandments. Nearly a century later, these rules still guide championship teams. When Neyland arrived in 1926, Tennessee wasn't a football powerhouse. They weren't trying to win national championships, they just wanted to beat Vanderbilt. Neyland changed that fast. Over his coaching career, his teams compiled a 173, 31, and 12 record, won multiple national titles, and in 1939, they shut out every single opponent in the regular season. But Neyland's biggest contribution to football wasn't just wins. It was 7 simple maxims, guiding principles that still shape football strategy today. Number 1, the team that makes the fewest mistakes will win. Simple but undefeated. Neyland knew games aren't just won, they're lost by errors. Nick Saban built Alabama's dynasty on the same idea. Do your job, don't mess up, and you'll win more often than not. Every penalty and blown assignment matters. From an article on CBSSports.com by Tom Fernelli on June 11, 2024, entitled Rethinking the Turnover Battle in College Football, Why Winning is More Than Just Taking the Ball Away, comes this graph showing turnover margins since 2017. Note that the teams at the top of the list are typically the best teams in the nation. Teams that make the most turnovers don't win games. Number 2, play for and make the breaks. And when one comes your way, score. Neyland's philosophy wasn't about waiting for luck. It was about forcing errors and capitalizing on momentum swings. I don't have to mention specific games here. Any of you who are football fans can think of a late game turnover that resulted in heartbreak for your team, or the other way around. All of those moments of heartbreak or euphoria are Neyland's second maxim in action. Again, from the Fornelli article, a graph showing the teams that score after getting a turnover. Compare the two graphs, and you'll notice that this graph includes playoff teams and champions at the top. I'll include a link to the full article in the video description, as it serves to reinforce what Neyland says about turnovers. Number 3, if at first the game or the breaks go against you, don't let up, put on more steam. Mental toughness, resilience. Every great championship team has it. The 2022 Georgia Bulldogs trailed Ohio State in the Peach Bowl, but never let up, rallying for a dramatic win. Champions don't panic, they press harder. Number 4, protect our kickers, our quarterback, our lead, and our ball game. Football is about protecting key assets. Neyland knew the playmakers are irreplaceable. Kickers were as important in Neyland's time as quarterbacks are today, and remember that another football great, John Heisman, once said, "It was better to have died as a small boy than to fumble this football." I think they took it rather seriously. Number 5, ball, oski, cover, block, cut, slice, pursue, and gang tackle, for this is the winning edge. What's an oski? I didn't know this either, but it's an old school term for calling out an interception. This maxim is all about fundamentals. No matter how much the game evolves, blocking, tackling, and discipline still win championships. Gang tackles are a sign that a defense is operating together as a team. Everyone is doing what they're supposed to, as opposed to one guy taking chances solo. Number 6, press the kicking game. Here is where the breaks are made. Kicking was a much bigger part of the game back in Neyland's time, but it's still incredibly important today. Long before analytics highlighted hidden yards and field position, Neyland recognized that special teams change games. A blocked punt, a muffed return, or a game-winning field goal can be the difference between victory and defeat. Ignore special teams at your own peril. Good Lord, think about the number of times that special teams have caused pain or joy in your life, just like the heartbreak and euphoria I mentioned earlier. September 1st, 2007, in the first game ever televised on Big Ten Network, Michigan, ranked number 5, loses to FCS Appalachian State. Appalachian State had taken the lead with 26 seconds left on a 24-yard field goal. And then, with a few seconds left in the game, the Mountaineers blocked Michigan's field goal attempt, and the rest is history. I don't mean to pick on Michigan, but on October 17th, 2015, number 7 Michigan State meets number 12 Michigan in Ann Arbor, and the following ensues. The last play of the game, the punt snap is bobbled, then accidentally flipped to a Michigan State player who scores, leading to this gesture, which forever has become known as the Surrender Cobra. These two games always come to mind when I think of special teams and how much they matter. Number 7, carry the fight to our opponent and keep it there for 60 minutes. Neyland's teams never let up. That's why they win an entire season without letting anybody score on them. Football isn't just about winning, it's about imposing your will. That mindset lives on in Kirby Smart's Georgia defense, Alabama under Saban, and old school teams like Nebraska in the 90s. Yes, I dug that out of my past. There's the infamous choke at the Doak when in 1994, 9-1 Florida allowed rival Florida State, also 9-1, to score 28 unanswered fourth quarter points to end the game in a 31-31 tie. In 1980, Jim McMahon led BYU to a 46-45 victory over SMU in the Holiday Bowl, with BYU scoring 21 points in the last 2 minutes and 33 seconds, including scoring on a Hail Mary as time expired. It was BYU's first bowl win, also known as the Miracle Bowl. Those two games are the epitome of playing a full 60 minutes. Neyland, the football general. Neyland didn't invent these maxims out of nowhere. He was a West Point graduate and became a brigadier general by serving in both world wars. His coaching philosophy was a direct application of military strategy to the gridiron. Football, to Neyland, was war. He applied principles of battle to his game plans. Mass, concentrate forces at the point of attack. Maneuver, create mismatches and leverage angles. Surprise, keep the enemy, your opponent, off balance. Discipline, execute flawlessly under pressure. Even after serving under General Douglas MacArthur in World War II, Neyland returned to the game. Football called to him. As Neyland put it about his passion for football, just like anything else you get your teeth into, you don't seem to be able to let go. Football has evolved over time. The single wing offense that Neyland used to perfection is pretty much gone these days. Teams today run spread formations and RPOs. The rules in both college and especially in the NFL favor high-scoring passing offenses. But Neyland's principles, they haven't aged a day. The team that makes fewer mistakes still wins. Special teams still flip games. Fundamentals still matter more than anything else. And mental toughness still separates champions from also-rans. Tennessee players still recite these 7 maxims before every game. Why? Because they aren't just Tennessee tradition. They're football truth. In an era of coaching turnover and constantly evolving schemes, Neyland's maxims remind us that some truths never change, and that sometimes the best football wisdom fits into 7 simple commandments. Coaches change, schemes evolve, but Neyland's maxims, they still win football games, and they always will. Have you ever wondered how football evolved from the first game of mod football in 1869 to the modern game we love today? I have an entire playlist that explains football's earliest formative years. You can see it all right here.